Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, the camp of presidential aspirant Manila Mayor Isko Moreno denies he is a secret candidate of President Rodrigo Duterte and a Marcos apologist. But what is happening within Aksyon Demokratiko after the exit of Noli de Castro and Moreno's chief of staff? Talks of infighting continue. And later, Lakas CMD is fielding its presidential and vice presidential bets for 2022, but the party admits waiting for Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte. Aksyon Demokratiko Chairman Ernest Ramel and Lakas CMD Secretary General and Deputy Speaker Prospero Pichay join us live. The political party of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno denies infighting following the exit of former Vice President Noli de Castro and Moreno's former Chief of Staff. Aksyon Demokratiko also says that their standard bearer is not pro-Marcos or an apologist. They also deny that Moreno is the secret candidate of President Rodrigo Duterte. Let's go straight to the source of the story. First off, Aksyon Demokratiko Chairman Ernest Ramel. Ernest, welcome to The Source, and thank you so much for your time.
Hi, good morning, Pinky. Good morning to everyone.
So, Kabayan withdrew as senator, which came as a surprise to a lot of people, filing his certificate of candidacy on the last day, and then days later withdrawing that. And of course, the talk on Cesar Chavez, who is the chief of staff or was the chief of staff of Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, also resigning. So there is really talk of there is problem within the party. Is there?
There's none. In fact, Cesar Chavez asked for permission from the mayor because he had an offer with another radio station to be vice president, because the vice president there retired and he was offered the position. And it's a good career move. And we felt that he should go and grab it. Aside from that, he also had a little concern about his health, and the rigors and the stress of the campaign might affect that. So he also considered and factored that in with his resignation as chief of staff of the mayor.
So, okay, you said it's a good move for him to have accepted the job as vice president in a radio station. But wouldn't that even have been a better position if he remained chief of staff of Mayor Isko, who, if he wins, that would have given him possibly a better position in the future?
I think that opportunity is right there. The mayor had worked with COS Chavez for a while, and he credits Cesar Chavez for a lot of things while they were doing a lot of things, the Bilis Kilos things that they're doing for Manila. So I'm sure when Cesar Chavez is ready to be part of government again under possibly a Isko Moreno government, he'd be welcome to join, and he'd probably get a very good position right there.
So that door remains open. Sakaling manalo si Mayor Isko as president, malaki ho ba?
Indeed,
are you saying there's a big chance that Cesar Chavez will return?
Right. Yes. Because again, one thing that he also factored in is the rigors and the stress of the campaign. It's going to be really, really hard. You've seen it happen the past 2 weeks, I think. So I think that will help also Cesar get his bearings back.
Okay, so it may seem it seems temporary then.
It may be temporary, I think. Again, the career move is good, but even when he chooses to be part of the Isko Moreno presidency, he's more than welcome to do so.
Mm-hmm. What about Kabayan? What really was the reason for him withdrawing? I mean,
Yes.
obviously, Kabayan had thought about this long and hard prior to saying his goodbye to his listeners, to those watching him on ABS-CBN, to have filed his certificate of candidacy, and just days later withdraw.
Yeah. Yes, he did include in his statement that he had what you call pagninilay-nilay or deep thoughts about it after he went to the church, to the Black Nazarene, his devotion there. And he thought about it long and hard. And probably he saw that he may not be able to also withstand the stress like Cesar has factored in his decision. The stress and the rigors of the campaign. I mean, Kabayan's no spring chicken. He's already 72, I think. And going around, probably facing a lot of people, worried him with the specter of probably contracting COVID, and it may put his health he might encounter health problems once he gets COVID. So probably that factored in on his decision.
But Ernest, these are the things that one would consider prior to the filing of his or her certificate of candidacy, the rigors of the campaign, the COVID-19 pandemic. Those are not new.
Right.
Those have been considered, thought of seriously before even filing a certificate of candidacy.
I agree that it's something that you should have thought about first, no? But then again, that's what we feel that he saw, no? And in his letter, he also said that he thought about it, and probably he felt that he may not be able to, like I said, be able to withstand. Because we talked about the first thing that we did when he was sworn in was talk about the schedules, probably going around areas, and he was a little. I saw that he was a little hesitant about going around with Mayor Isko on those sorties. So probably he felt that it'd be difficult for him to go along every time and be exposed.
Could there have been a promise to Kabayan that was not going to be fulfilled, hence the reason for his withdrawal? Or could there have been somebody within Aksyon that Kabayan was not too happy to work with? Is there something to that sort that happened?
Number one, I heard such rumors about money. I mean, so it's never discussed. I think it's too early for any candidates or for any campaigns to be giving away or to be handing out campaign funds or to help out their candidates. No. Secondly, there's nobody in the party that Kabayan would find difficult to work with. I mean, we're young people here in the party, and we all admire and we all like Kabayan. So I don't think that there's no one in the party that may have caused him to leave the campaign.
Withdraw.
In fact, he continues to be a member. Let me qualify that he continues to be a member. Yeah,
that's what I wanted to ask. He's still a member of Aksyon?
Yes, he is. He's still a member of the party, and we will still continue to consult him, talk to him, get wisdom from him.
Okay. Pero talagang hindi na siya tatakbo.
That's a certainty.
That's with certainty. Okay, so let's talk about other issues that have come out lately. Yung pong naging reaction ni Mayor Isko doon sa mga naging pahayag ni Vice President Leni Robredo, the attacks that Mayor Isko issued, such as a fake leader with a fake color, or yun pong tinawag pa nga niyang yellow tarts. Is this something that the party supports?
Well, I understood where the mayor was coming from at that time. I was present during that event, and prior to that, I was also somehow privy to the unity talks that the Vice President, him, and partly Senator Pacquiao had. And in those talks, the vice president was actually pushing for Isko Moreno to be a presidential candidate, and the running mate is Senator Manny Pacquiao. And there were a couple of them, three of them. That the last one was in fact a one-on-one with nobody around, just the two of them, and it was cordial. And the vice president continued to gave her commitment. Yeah, she still gave her commitment to support Mayor Isko's candidacy for president. And then now suddenly she changed her tone more than a week after, and saying that the stance of Mayor Isko on Marcos made her want to run. Well, we do not really understand where's that coming from, because they were talking about a lot of issues, his stand, and that's why she supported Mayor Isko to run for president. I mean, if you do not like the stand of the presumed presidential candidate, why would you go out and try to say that I'll support you when you run for president? I'm pushing for you to run for president. I think that's the hurt that where Mayor Isko is coming from. He felt that the pronouncement of the vice president was not even true as to the Marcos stance, and a host of all other things. Our campaign manager Ito Banay was present during those talks, and he could confirm that such offer was made by the vice president for Mayor Isko Moreno to be the standard bearer, and the running mate was Senator Pacquiao.
So Mayor Isko and Senator Manny Pacquiao were to be the standard bearers of which party?
Not necessarily. Well,
party?
Mayor Isko will run under the party for sure, no? Under Aksyon Demokratiko, and probably could have a coalition with whatever party Senator Pacquiao will run with. So that's a possibility right there. And also, the vice president's Liberal Party is also part of the talks. So, I mean, that could have been a broad coalition right there, but it didn't happen.
I see.
Because there are things that, there were factors that I cannot divulge at the moment. But the thing is, my point is, the hurt, the trust that the Mayor Isko gave the vice president during that unit talk, he felt betrayed by it with the pronouncement of saying that it was about his Marcos stance and among other things.
So you're confirming na siguro, would this be correct, sir? Nagulat si Mayor Isko at nasaktan si Mayor Isko dun sa sinabi ni Vice President Leni Robredo. Ganun ho ba?
Yes, I could say that, yes. In fact, when the vice president said those things, Mayor Isko sent me a message and told me his sentiment about that so-called reason why the vice president ran for president. Mm-hmm. So it was different 2 weeks before, and I mean, you'd be surprised as well if you were the ones involved in the talks.
I see. So because of what you know within the supposedly unity talks, and then the vice president running, and then the vice president saying that one of her reasons, in a way, sabi niya, I think yung ginamit niya in a way, dahil nga doon sa stand, yun yung ginamit niyang words or phrase in a way, kind of pushed her to run, di ho ba, the stand of Mayor Isko on the Marcoses.
Yeah, I mean, regardless if you said it gently in a way, but I mean, it's the same thing that they are misconstruing Mayor Isko's pronouncement about move on. The context is not just forget about it. The context is to put front and center the real problems that beset the Filipinos right now, our country right now. We have lack of jobs, livelihood opportunities lost, the COVID-19 pandemic. We have a huge national debt problem. All of the things. I mean, housing is already been a problem for the longest time. All of these things are the ones that the mayor want to put front and center in the conversation. The 100 million or 110 million Filipinos are screaming for these things right now with all the difficulties we're having, and yet we are pruning it down to a Marcos again narrative, to a martial law narrative. Putting it right there, when in fact these are the problems that we should be confronting first. It's not that we want to forget it. We should prosecute. We should continue on with the cases. And that's what he said even after. It wasn't reported by the media, but that's what he said categorically during that oath-taking event that we had. That's also what he has been saying all along. That if there are transgressions, if there were atrocities, they have to face it. They have to face the courts, and that's not exclusive to the Marcos or Marshall era. That also includes all the other administrations, previous administrations.
Ernest, let me just clarify. Kayo ho ba sa aksyon at si Mayor ho ba nagulat na nag-decide si Vice President Leni Robredo na tumakbo bilang presidente? Because you were expecting, I guess, that she would support Manila Mayor Isko Moreno. Would that be correct?
Yes, that's correct. I myself was surprised because I have also friends from the Liberal Party, friends from the other side. And all indications point to the fact that the vice president will not run at that time. That's what we understand. You know? Of course, she has a different pronouncement about thinking about it, and we understand that she has to keep our supporters also their fire for her to run. She has to keep that. But internally, there are discussions about it, and we're just really taken aback that she had a change of heart in a matter of a few weeks after, or even less than 2 weeks after that last one-on-one talk she had with the mayor.
Ernest, what about unity talks? Are you guys still open for this?
Of course we are. There are a lot of, I think, like the vice president said, commonalities that we could work with. And I think that's the reason why she supported Mayor Isko Moreno Dumagoso for president, because there are a lot of commonalities. And we are still open. We are not closing our door to these unity talks or to having, probably a single candidate or somehow cooperation amongst these political parties.
Okay. Just very quickly, please react very quickly on he is the secret candidate of President Duterte and he is a Marcos apologist.
Number one, again, the mayor is very categorical about making all the atrocities of the Marcoses be taken into account too. No, all their transgressions, human rights abuses, the plunders of the coffers. These are the things that he said that if they are already in the courts, let them be. If there are cases that needed to be filed, let them be. He will not lift a finger for or against it. He will let the rule of law prevail. As to him being the secret candidate of Duterte, that's really laughable propaganda, or black propaganda, I might put it out there, against the mayor. Because why would a young politician with a great career ahead of himself put himself in such a bind, put his reputation into risk? I mean, a second term for him in Manila was very easy. He could have been unopposed if he ran for another term. Why why risk yourself, and why destroy your political career and reputation just because you wanted to be a secret candidate of Mayor Isko Moreno? Was it just because they're saying that because Lito Banay is there? I mean, Lito Banay is a very good campaign strategist. He could have been hired by any political parties or any campaign for that matter. And I mean, it's not that it's a very illogical way of surmising things, to say the least.
Aksyon Demokratiko Chairman Ernest Ramel, sir, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you, Pinky, for having me.
And coming up, the plans of Lakas CMD for the 2022 elections. House Deputy Speaker Prospero Pichay will be with us after the break. Please stay tuned.